Aircraft, planes, fighters, dirigibles, and flying aces are all parts of World War I. Throughout the war, aircraft became more efficient, and the power to command the skies became a great tactical advantage. Many great pilots soared through the skies, including the famous Red Baron and Major Leno Hawker. The many advances in technology throughout the war changed the way wars were fought. The changes in the designs of planes and the many famous pilots were all key parts of World War I.
Kill everything was Major Leno George Hawker's motto. Hawker was the first ace in the British Commonwealth. Major Hawker had 7 confirmed victories and was the first pilot to receive the Victoria Cross, and he also received the Distinguished Service Order. While flying a BE-2C armed with only a few bombs and some grenades, Hawker attacked the Zeppelin shed at Gaunt Road in April of 1915 and was awarded the Distinguished Service Order. The Victoria Cross was awarded to Major Hawker because of his conspicuous bravery and very great ability on the 25th of July of 1915. While flying alone, he attacked 3 German airplanes and managed to defeat all 3. The first managed to escape, the second was driven to the ground because of damage, and the third was attacked at the height of about 10,000 feet and was also driven to the ground. Major Leno Hawker was killed while flying the Aircrow DH-2. He was flying behind German lines and was shot down by Manfred von Richthofen, aka the Red Baron. Hawker was the Red Baron's 11th victim.
Manfred von Richthofen, more commonly known as the Red Baron, was a famous German fighter pilot who killed many other pilots during the war. During the course of the war, Richthofen was credited with 80 air combat victories. The name Red Baron comes from his title, Freiherr, which means free lord, but is also translated as Baron, and the color is plain. Contrary to what most people believe, the Baron flew a red Albatros D-3 and did not fly for very long in a Fokker D-1 triplane, which he is most commonly associated with flying. The Baron was a very famous pilot and received the highest military honor in Germany at the time after his 16th kill. Years later, he would sustain a serious head injury, but after he healed, the Baron continued to fly until his death in combat on April 21, 1918. There are many possibilities of who killed the Baron, and no one really knows for sure who took the credit for killing perhaps the most feared pilot of all time.
Throughout World War I, many planes and different kinds of bombers were used. The main planes that were affiliated with World War I were the Newport, Albatross, Sopwith, Camel, Stad, and Fokker.
All of these planes were famous during the war. These aircraft were used during the years 1914 and 1918. These airplanes were very famous at the beginning of the war, but were later replaced by more efficient and better performing planes. The Newport was the first France biplane made. Each of these planes are very different and were very useful throughout the war. In conclusion, there are many aspects of World War I that contributed to the success or failure of the Allies or Central Powers. The expert pilots on both sides made for an interesting scene from the ground, and the improvement in planes made flying more efficient. The Red Baron and Major Leno Hawker were only 2 of the most famous pilots in the First World War.